bowls. It's just tomato-like broth. What's in there? It looks like it's chunky.
Chunky zucchini.
Yeah. Let's say hi to Jerry Springer.
Oh, good.
Jerry.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
There's Jerry. Sorry to make you wait. We had a young...
Oh, no, that's okay. No, it actually was kind of funny.
It sounded like you were doing your show, right?
I know,
right?
Yeah, but, I got 7 listeners.
Seven listeners. I'm talking about your TV show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Are you actually do a radio show?
Yeah, I have a syndicated radio show. I'm off today because of the dancing stuff, but
right.
It's a morning show.
What station are you on, or where can people hear you?
Well, it's in 53 markets, and it's liberal talk radio.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah.
Liberal talk.
I got to learn from you guys, though, how to do it right.
Don't hear much about that.
No.
Yeah, we just kind of keep...
Well, no, there are about 7 liberals left, so...
How'd you feel about Clinton lacing into that Fox reporter?
I loved it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like how he got right in his face.
It may have been calculated, but I still loved it.
By who? Fox?
No, by... I think Clinton went on knowing that they were going to try to nail him on that, and so he was prepared, and... so he was ready for it in the first opening. He was going to just launch.
You think he was kind of picking out a lot of the anger over the ABC thing and a lot of this whole...
Well, I think it was deeply felt. I don't think he said anything he didn't believe.
Yep.
But normally he's very restrained, and on this one he just let loose. And I think it probably was a good strategy in terms of his party. But
I performed at a show Jerry was at many years ago. You came to Dangerfields in New York.
Yes.
And I was one of the acts on the show. And as Jerry was actually very courteous. He stayed for the whole show. He didn't get up and want to interrupt the comedians because he knew what would happen as soon as he left.
You drilled me. Sure.
Jerry. They're all just yelling at him.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sick of the Jerry chant wherever you go?
Until I get my paycheck.
And he's very happy with it.
That's okay. No, actually, people are nice.
Everyone sees Jerry in these weird other situations like that comedy club or that. I saw you, actually you were the narrator of the Rocky Horror Broadway production the night I went.
Oh, you were there? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were there. Yeah.
That was interesting to watch.
Yeah,
it was a good time, definitely.
Yeah, it was.
Ted Kennedy from Boston. That's right, Opie. Now that he's on the phone, kiss his ass.
Your life,
I know what you guys say when I leave. But
your life has taken a bunch of really weird turns, man. I mean, you started out really for serious politics.
Yeah, and I still am, though it's not as a candidate, it's behind. But yeah, that's the one thing I take kind of seriously. Everything else is kind of just fun.
I know you're sick of it, but we can't get enough of the hooker story, paying with the check.
And I can tell you, let me add you, this is Jim Norton here. If you went over my checkbook, you would laugh, maybe not laugh or empathize at how many different things I'd have to explain if the IRS wanted to know, who's this woman, why is she here again, how much consulting does she do?
Yeah, well, the thing was, it was a souvenir, so it never was cashed. So technically, I never paid for it.
Very
technically.
nice.
Well, that's a good technicality.
How much was it for?
Yeah, I never had sex with that woman. Yeah.
How much was it for?
Back then, God, that was 35 years ago. It could have been $25 or something like that.
$25.
Wow.
35 years ago.
Yeah. That's the thing people should be telling their grandkids, not how much bread used to be. You used to be able to get a finger in your ass and jerked off for $35. Now it doesn't get you a cup of coffee.
Right, Jerry?
Now, this is great.
Now, Jerry, at that time, you're... Let him enjoy.
I think he's enjoying. I'm not sure. Either that or he's looking to hang up. No,
at the time, you were pretty much just in politics.
Yeah. Well,
But that was
before. That was 5 years before I ever became mayor.
So that was pretty much your path that you wanted to take was a political path.
Yeah.
And what kind of, besides your checkbook, what kind of stopped that and drove you into television?
Oh, well, no, the checkbook had nothing to do with that. As I said, I was elected mayor 5 years after that.
After that whole episode. Wow, who was running against you? Jesus.
Yeah. No,
John Wayne Gacy?
It was Jerry Springer or Henry Lee Lucas.
No, I kept getting reelected. I had 10 years on city council and as mayor of Cincinnati, and then there were term limits. I couldn't repeat as mayor anymore, so NBC hired me to do the news.
Right.
And so I anchored the news for the NBC affiliate in Cincinnati for 10 years. And then we were gangbusters in the ratings, so the company that owned us also did talk shows. They did Phil Donahue, Sally Jesse Raphael. So they assigned me to the talk show. That's not anything I ever auditioned for or tried out for.
Wow, perfect timing, though, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I remembering correctly, Jerry? Was Larry Flint shot in Cincinnati?
No, no.
Where was he shot? Well, I'm keeping it in Cincinnati.
I know that's where the lawsuit was, but no, I'm fairly certain that didn't happen there.
Okay, I could be. I was just wondering if you were married when that happened, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Now, the show, of course, just been a ratings grabber for years. Why? You've seen so many just come and go. What is it about the Jerry Springer show that just keeps people coming back?
It's really stupid. I don't know. I think it probably has a niche. It's become part of the culture. It's been 16 years now. That's it. It just has a niche, and there were always new. There were always new teenagers suddenly getting old enough where their parents let them watch or whatever. I don't know, honestly. I really don't know.
And you brought back the fight, so that's good.
Yeah, that was something that I kind of liked because for a while they had taken the fighting.
I knew you liked it.
Yeah, they were cutting it out.
I don't know if officially you brought back the fights, but Steve and the gang, they're kind of backing off a little bit, or they're a little slower. Maybe they're just older now.
It was the
taking more time to react.
It was the camera cutting that got me pissed off. Like all of a sudden they lunge at each other. And we'd look at, Jerry looking very, concerned in the corner.
Yeah, and you guys know because, you're doing the XM thing. I mean, the Sirius, satellite radio now. You know that there's always that fight that goes on, the balance between what you're allowed to do with the FCC and not, we live on that tightrope as well as anybody does.
Yeah, I think yours, though, was more maybe sponsor driven because I don't think it's against the amazingly enough I don't think it's against FCC violations to have two people beat the living shit out of each other on television, but perish the thought you see a tit. Then there's a problem.
You make a good point. Probably was sponsor driven, but again, all that happens at a much higher level than I would ever know.
Yeah. But you must not have been really happy about it, because especially when you're really flying high in the ratings, the worst thing you want is some fucking suit to come down on you and say, "Look, we're changing this, and we're taking out a part of the show that you knew was very popular."
I guess, but honestly, it just never mattered that much. I had my deal with the company that owned the show. They hired me to be their host. I was, whatever happened, whatever the ratings were, in other words, the ratings have nothing to do with what I get paid or how long.
This was as long as the check comes in and I'm still under contract. Boy, Jerry, you sure sound like you smoke pot because you don't really care. You're just like, whatever. As long as the money's right. I'm thinking of your passion for television, and this is like undercutting my passion I have for my show.
My creativity.
It's just like, get it right.
Yeah.
Jerry, SPRIN. Write the check.
I just never, I know it sounds horrible, but I just never, the TV show, I'm happy, and it's given me a wonderful life and all that, but I've never been crazy about the show. I've always thought it's kind of silly.
I have a question for you, like I know you've done a lot of show. What is the most, you had to have something over the years. What would you say is the most disturbing or, like, honestly upsetting thing that you saw associated with your show?
Well, the upsetting thing is obviously when we have things like the neo-Nazis and stuff like that. That's the most upsetting. When the weirdest is the guy.
They always get booed.
Yeah, the guy. Well, in our show, all the bad guys get booed on our show.
Right.
So then we had this guy who was being stalked by a gay guy, and he didn't like that.
Jim Norton. I thought his name was Jimmy Norton.
So he had his male organ cut off. He cut it himself so that the gay guy would lose interest in him. And
did he give it to him in a baggie? That would have helped. It's like throwing your shirt off when a bear is chasing you.
You know what that's like? It's like cutting off your dick to spite your homosexual stalker.
Title.
That's exactly what it is. That's the title, Jerry. Jerry.
And then he flushed it down the toilet.
See, now he went over the line.
Did you have medical confirmation that he actually did that?
Oh yeah, we had we had the hospital report, we had the police report, and we also saw it backstage.
Did he regret doing it?
Yeah, because I remember I took him aside. Well, not took him aside. There, and after everyone just quieted down, I said, "Okay, this is a television show, and when the show's over, we're all going home. But you're going home without a penis. What? Where do you think? What do you?" And he said, "Yeah, I shouldn't have done it."
There's a few regrets.
Yeah.
Anything? Because, like you said, the show ends. a lot of emotion comes out on the show. Did you ever walk out of there just kind of feeling bad about yourself or going like, today's show is a little much, you know?
Well, normally, except the case obviously like that, 99% of the shows we do is about dating, about somebody being dumped. So they may be angry at the moment, but it's not life-changing. I mean, tomorrow they're dating someone else. So I can't really pretend to say, oh, these are such serious issues and what are their lives going to be like. I mean, that's really over the top.
Like Maury. Like we watch Maury.
Yeah, Maury is the devil.
We've had Maury on our show, and I've just chuckled with Maury about how he is the new P.T. Barnum. It's like under the guise of helping, he will be, and now, stay tuned, we're going to bring out a no-faced girl. And she comes out, and it's all, no, sweetie, you are beautiful on the inside. And I always thought it must be hard to go home after those shows with that image in your head and just, you know, after that show, it's done. You really don't care what happens to the person. And I don't know. Yeah, I guess with the show you're doing, it's a little different because it's more relationship driven.
I think I'm sure there've been some, but as I said, it's mostly you've seen the show. It's mostly about being dumped. So it's not, again, with all the real problems in the world, that's not anything that I'm going to say, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Where do you guys actually? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Where do you guys actually tape?
Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chicago. So, I want to know about this dancing thing.
Yeah, I think you're like the goof on the show. You know that, Jerry,
Well,
right?
of course. But, the joke's over. People just keep voting, and then I got to learn a new dance for next week.
Are you a good dancer?
I'm a horrible dancer.
He's a horrible dancer. His knees are all screwed up.
Show. This is stupid. I mean, I don't dance. I mean, when was the last time you danced? You just don't.
We're not dancing for America.
Yeah, yeah. But this is it. I keep changing my humiliation.
Is it?
So it keeps changing the subject, like the Republicans do oftentimes. I'm just trying to change the subject, so now I dance, and they figure, well, now they're all going to make fun of me because of the way I dance.
Yeah, you're like the Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner did the skating show, and he just got awful, but they kept him around because he was like the goof factor.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's what's going on with Jerry.
I'm clearly the worst dancer. First of all, they're all 30 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So how fair is that?
Is the voting legit?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's the only thing that's keeping me on. 50% is the judges, and I always come in last on that, and 50% is the public.
Hey, as a goof, should we get Jerry to spring?
Everyone vote for Jerry.
Should we get Jerry to win the whole thing as a goof?
Keep him going. We'll make you win, man.
Do you realize?
We'll get you to win.
Oh, no. Come on.
Keep dancing.
That's cruel.
Keep dancing, funny man.
Yeah, keep dancing. We're going to keep voting.
I'm dancing as fast
it's
as I can.
ridiculous.
Hey, can you go anywhere in the world without being recognized?
I'm sure. Well, we're in most countries, but
Thailand.
Yeah, we're there. Yeah.
He said that with regret. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been any place that the show doesn't air. I mean, what's weird is it also airs throughout the Mideast, and you would think. I remember, gosh, in the 90s, we had guests. People come to watch the show, and then I shake hands as they leave. And we had these people from Bosnia, and this was in the middle when all the genocide was going on there.
Wow.
And
I'm sure they were happy
we
to
watched
be
your
there.
show. I said, "What? There's a war going on there. Everyone's being killed." Yeah, but it's a relief. You just
We like the show because it's more violent than what we're dealing with at home.
Yeah.
I think some of them, like the Middle East, just enjoy watching Americans beat each other up. It's probably a fun sport.
I keep thinking I'm doing a lot for national security because when other people in the world see my show, they no longer want to take us over.
Yeah.
I felt your show was honest. I mean, a lot of people said it was exploitation, but you know what? You really did allow people to behave like just with barbarism and just horses' asses, and I don't care why they did it. The fact is they did it. They did it voluntarily. I always thought your show was pretty honest, at least like that.
Sometimes it seems exaggerated, though.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm sure. Look, when people get before a microphone or a camera, and that includes people that do it for a living, they do put on a different persona. I mean, they embellish it, but the basic facts of the story they're telling, it's true. It's just they get psyched up by the crowd. They're not used to being on, and now everyone's cheering or booing, and they go crazy. So I think there's that element, but the stories are true.
Yep.
And the show you are on is Dancing with the Stars, Tuesday, September the 26th, which is tonight.
Yes, tonight at 8.
Do you want our fans voting for you, Jerry?
Okay, one more week.
One more week.
Vote for Jerry.
No.
Well, because I paid for the hotel.
We vote for Jerry to the end.
We want Jerry to win it all.
Okay, if I win it, well...
And then he's got to be really embarrassed as he accepts the trophy because he knows he stinks.
There will be no question that you're the number one show on radio if you get me to win it.
We'll plug you now every day. Vote for Jerry.
Get promos.
I'm taking a dive 2 minutes into the first dance.
And by the way, if you want to get times and channels, you can go to jerryspringertv.com. And that has a lot of information there.
Oh, you guys are great.
Wait,
Thanks.
Jerry, who got JerrySpringer.com?
Who you what?
Who got you? That's jerryspringertv.com. What is jerryspringer.com?
Yeah.
A car dealer in Trenton.
Yeah, probably, right?
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't know. There's so many sites that people are putting up. None of them are mine.
Probably, I would put hardcore pornography there, just because
great.
you know the name
Or
would attract
fights.
traffic.
So you should have JerrySpringer.com. I want to see what this...
What's on it?
well, the official Jerry Springer Show
Springer on the
website.
radio.com, I know is the radio show.
Okay, you own that one then.
No,
Or
he's got it.
people do.
JerrySpringer.com is a link for your other website.
Well, we're going to have everybody. We want people to vote for you. We want you to be on the show until the end. And then we want you on American Idol. We've got a whole plan for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Opie and Anthony, if I win this thing, which I am going to dedicate on national television, my victory to you.
There you go,
Oh, my God. You
There
don't
you
know
go.
what you just did.
Save the tape.
Let's put him over the top, people.
You're great. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks a
Thank
lot,
you,
Jerry.
Jerry.
Take care, man.
Thanks, Jerry. Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer.
Please vote for him. I wish we would have talked to him on CBS. We could have gotten...
He's always been a pretty
I don't
honest
know.
guy.
Yeah, I like him.
Remind me tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll get... Oh, wait, they have to vote tonight?
Yeah.
He's really like honest about his show and everything. He's like, yeah, people put on, more, they exaggerate, but he realizes it's stupid. He doesn't know what the success is all about. Most people would be like, well, I think it really shows people as people. He's just like, I don't care. Give me my check.